Barely 1 week to Nigeria's presidential and National Assembly elections, the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission says it is ready for the exercise. INEC National Chairman Professor Mahmood Yakubu stated this in Abuja on Sunday after a tour of the training center for ad hoc staff and the inspection of facilities for the collation of votes. Yakubu said core members who have been recruited to serve as ad hoc electoral officials would swear to an oath of neutrality and that the National Peace Committee would meet on Wednesday for the signing of another peace accord going into the polls. INEC's former director of voter education and publicity, Oluwole Osaze Uzi, is with us now to discuss INEC's preparations for Saturday's election and efforts being made at ensuring a hitch-free exercise. Welcome to Newsday. Thank you so much for joining us on the program.
Good afternoon, and thank you for having me on again.
Well, we have seen how there have been pockets of pandemonium across the country due to the Naira scarcity. We also know that there are fuel queues all over the country. INEC itself has come out to say that there might be issues with distributing materials to the places that it needs to go. And I guess most worrying of it all is the deployment of some police and staff of security. What do you make of how the next couple of days will unfold? Do you have confidence that INEC will be?
As I was saying, the shortage of the fiat currency here in Nigeria, in order to force the people to be more open to a cashless policy, because now it's all chaos all over this country, man. No actual, no fiat currency at all, anywhere. So people are looking for a solution, and this is Esau Edom's way, by the way, the Hegelian dialectic. And you're seeing it happen in real time: problem, reaction, solution. Okay, and the solution will of course be to push the digital, payments, contactless payments, and so on and so forth on the people. This is how the MOTB process is gradually being set up by Esau Edom. Okay, but now we are back to the election drama. Okay, and you have our people out here foolishly believing that elections can change anything, or they can choose the next leader, or vote the next leader in that will bring a positive change to the country. What all these leaders are doing is they are pushing for, and they are only there for the interest of Esau Edom. So this is the book of Job, chapter 9, verse 24, and it reads, "The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?" And of course, we know that the wicked is Esau Edom. Okay, and what he does is that he raises up, or rather, he chooses all these puppet leaders and raises them up and puts them in presidency, and makes you believe that these leaders are acting autonomously, or that they are for you even. Okay, because the same thing happened during the US elections with JB Smooth and Trump, right? You see how Trump was vilified during that election, and Joe Biden was celebrated, and he made it seem as though everybody wanted him in, everybody wanted to vote for him, right? And now you can clearly see how much people, quote unquote, miss Trump, right? Because it is being revealed that Joe Biden is not in the best of health, and he's not the best and he's not the most coherent president that you've had in the country. And it's pretty much the same in all other countries and for all other elections. You're not really electing anybody, because it's all really rigged at the end of the day. Even there are even quotes going into this that if the election actually, or a voting actually had any power, the elite would never allow the people to do it. But that's but that's not even beside the point. But that's already common knowledge, or at least it should be. But our people are so desperate to make a place for themselves in this kingdom, because all they are really doing by voting, and we'll get that, of course, and you see we have it right here. Okay, the etymology for the word vote, all you are really doing by voting is making a covenant with this kingdom. In other words, as the scriptures say, you are trusting in the shadow of Egypt, putting your rest in the shadow of Egypt, because the word vote literally means to vow. Okay, to vow, to make an oath, to make a covenant with. And what you are doing is you are making a covenant with, this next person, that he will be your leader for the next 4 years, okay? And you are choosing to make him a leader as against who is supposed to already be naturally your leader, which is the Most High Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai, because the Most High Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai, as the scriptures say, okay, should be a king unto our people, a ruler unto our people, and not some man, unjust, corrupt, deals very unrighteously. Because at the end of the day, when you vote in this president, it's not them you are voting in, but rather you are voting in the elite that is controlling them. Okay, so at the end of the day, it will still always be Esau ruling over you. Okay, and these devils have full control over the earth, and all the leaders that are in the earth, they are the ones that are in complete control. Anyway, this is the etymology for the word vote, and this is what it goes back to. So, vote, formal expression of one's wish or choice with regard to a proposal, candidate, etc. From Latin votum, a vow, wish, promise to a god, solemn pledge, dedication. And that is what the word vote is even, it really is going into: a vow, an oath, but most importantly, a solemn pledge. And what you're really doing is you're making a pledge to the individuals that are voting in. You're accepting them as your leader. Okay, you're accepting them as leader, as your leader. And in a really big way. You see with the, and you can even look this up in, with Nigerian, with what's going on right now with Nigerians in their social media. They are even going as far as to turn this person into a mini deity, okay, into an idol, man, because you see the way that they are celebrating these candidates, okay, pushing these candidates like they are the salvation of our people. That's another thing you have with these elections and these candidates, where they are being pushed to the point where they're almost being made to be like a false messiah for our people, okay. That's another thing with the voting. Jake is out here looking for deliverance, looking for a way out of the curses, looking for a way out of the captivity, the suffering, the so on and so forth. But what you don't realize is that the only way out, and as the scriptures say, that's our Lord Yahushai. And I almost said our voice, actually, yeah. That's our Lord Yahushai, has written that He is the way, the truth, and the life. Okay, let's get that. So this is the book of John 14, verse 6. Yahushua saith unto him, I am the way, the truth, and the life, and no man cometh unto the Father but by me. So Lord Yahushua, He is the path to salvation, okay? Not no presidential candidates, as not no presidential candidate, as ridiculous as it and as clear as day as it is. So now Jake will be out here wondering, well, if I can't vote for a new president, what the hell am I supposed to do? Because somebody is going to be in that presidential seat at the end of the day. Well, here is something that you have to understand. It does not matter who is sitting as the president. It does not matter who the sitting president is. The agenda will still be pushed, okay? The new world order will still come to pass. The C-hip will still be forced on the people. No matter who is sitting in that presidential seat, the agenda and the plans of the elites of Esau Edom will still come to pass. Okay, be rest assured in that. And there is no one candidate that will come out and stand against the elites of Esau Edom or push against, their agenda, because these candidates are puppets, okay? They are not they're not autonomous. They're not up there thinking about how they can make the country better, or how they can build Nigeria to be the best it can be. Okay, what they are focused on is how they can push the agenda of Esau Edom, how they can make his enterprise a success. And by you believing that any of these men, okay, any of these candidates can bring any form of, hope or change positively to this country, okay. That just shows you that you don't even know, that you truly don't understand the scriptures, because what is coming up next is not going to be a positive change or a candidate that will shake things up and bring new hope into the country. But what's coming next is that the agenda of Esau Edom is it's time for the MOTB. So all that's really going to shake down is gradualism towards the push up of the MOTB. So what you're going to see, is more of the phasing out of the fiat currency. Presidents will come in, and nothing will change. Okay, so it'll be the same amount of difficulty just to get cash. I haven't seen cash throughout this week, man. Just been managing like that is how serious it has gotten. Okay, to be at the same level of difficulty to get cash, and what you do is just push more cashless options or more ways. Can I say more cashless options? Okay, so. And that even reminds me, another thing I wanted to mention was how you notice that elections are also another high holiday in this kingdom. During elections, it's basically a public holiday. And you always see that, these elections are being revered because what it basically is another high holiday in this kingdom, which is why you always see violence going on during these elections, okay? Especially here in Nigeria, thugs and criminals attacking the polling booths, burning the polling booths, and so on and so forth, every election without fail. And the same thing will happen again today, where you have criminals attack polling booths, steal votes, harass people that are voting. So you're going to see a lot of violence, or you might even see some judgments going forth because our people are not meant to be partaking in the ways of this kingdom, okay? How does that precept goes? How that precept go? That we take no them seek none. I think that's how it goes. Seek none of our ways. I forgot how that precept goes. So basically, I don't want to go over. But basically, there's one in Jeremiah 10 verse 2. But I'm thinking of another one. So I'm just probably just start with the one in Jeremiah 10 verse 2. That's go not after the ways of the heathen, right? So this is the book of Jeremiah 10 verse 2. Thus saith Yahweh, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. And the main point being, learn not the way of the heathen. Where does this democratic process, the act of voting in your leaders, the Senate, and so on and so forth, come from? It comes from the Romans, it comes from the Edomites. We go back to the book of First Maccabees, okay, or I believe it was either First or Second Maccabees, and it clearly tells you exactly where the whole idea of voting, the whole idea of democracy comes from. Okay, so let's start with that. That should be the book of Maccabees. How does that go again? Let's just type Senate, okay, because it was Esau Edom that started this. So let's start. So this is the book of First Maccabees 8. I want to see where I want to start from. Okay, so First Maccabees 8, verse 14. Yet for all this, none of them wore a crown or was clothed in purple to be magnified thereby. Because, the Romans, they also had a quote-unquote democratic system, right? Because what you are being sold on by the democratic system, or it's a government for the people, by the people, of the people, so on and so forth, okay? You can vote in a leader. And that's the funny thing about elections. You can vote in a leader, but you can't vote the leader out. Say they have not been performing during their tenure, they have been disappointing, and you want to say it's time to get this guy out of here, right? Well, you can't get him out of here in all actuality. First and foremost, the impeachment is handled by the Senate. The impeachment hearings are handled by other politicians. That's why you have more, candidates that have been set up by Esau Edom. So if your president is doing, this devil's agenda, pushing the agenda of Esau Edom, and that agenda is causing the suffering of the people, you're basically asked out. You're basically on your own. You just have to bear with it for the next 4 years and hope that, and this is crazy to me. That's the craziest part of this whole thing. You bear with, Jake, and this is happening all over the world right now. You just bear with it for the next 4 years and then vote and believe that, and somehow do it all over again, believing that that things will change this time, right? What is the definition of insanity? You vote one person, they spend 4 years, just completely messing up. Then you go out there and vote again. Another person spends 4 years completely messing up and screwing up, and screwing up, and screwing up the people, screwing up the economy, screwing up everything, and you do it over and over and over and over again. It shows you that these people out here don't even have any idea what they are doing, Just have any idea what they are voting in, what their leaders are about. The people out here are just sheep, just dead from the neck up, right? Spiritually dead, of course. So now continuing on. First Maccabees 8 verse 15. Moreover, how they made for themselves a senate house, wherein 320 men sat in council daily, consulting always for the people, to the end they might be well ordered, and that they committed their governments to one man every year, who ruled over all their country, and that all were obedient to that one, that there was neither envy nor emulation among them. That's basically your democratic system right now, where you have the Senate that's basically that represents the people. You have the Senate, you have the representatives, and then you have the actual ruler, which is the president. Okay, that's the system of government that you have right now, which is actually goes back to the Roman Empire, which is scriptures clearly tells you, learn not the way of the heathen. Learn not the way of the heathen that are around about you, even easy, different precepts telling not to follow after these people, man. Especially as, because you are Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians are people that are meant to act or hold themselves to a different standard. Okay. That's another thing that people don't have out here, a fucking standard, fucking standards. But anyway, I'll end the video right there. This is election week. I'll be in my house while these people are out here, these people are out here wasting their, let me not say wasting their time, but it is a vain effort. So with that, all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahawashai, Ba'asham Rakah, Kwadash, Wa Abad Babal, and through the spirits, I hope your Akim and your Akwas are edified. Shalom.